Hey guys, what's going on? It's Rook and I'm back with another Brown 2 video. I'll be doing a recap on the 600th day live stream for Brown 2. In addition, I'll be also covering the developer notes that just released, so tons of content, tons of new information. So let's go ahead and get started here. First of all, main story update. We're finally getting a new main story pack 15th. It will be called Promise of Vengeance, and it will be starring Blade. So Blade will be the main character. It takes place between story packs 8 and 9. So we're going a bit back in time here. Not too far back, but yeah, we're going a little bit back in the story. I'm very interested to see how it plays out. I actually don't remember too much from the most recent story, so I definitely need to do a quick recap on that myself. Like I said, it does star Blade here. We do have an image, a teaser image of the storyline. And I imagine it's going to also show up during the main story. Looks really good. I love, Blade's design here. She's got the chest exposed. Of course, it's really shiny. I like that a lot. And she's got the veil. Looks really gorgeous. We're also going to be getting an event storyline, of course. And also starring Blade. So this is a young lady Blade. That's the official name of this character. And essentially, it's just past version of Blade. And I'm probably more excited about this storyline than even the main story. Just because it seems to be about her and her sister and essentially how Blade ends up how she does during the main story. So very excited to see how that plays out. It's called Crimson Destiny Veil of Twilight. Really cool name. And that is really nice artwork. I love the background especially. Like you have these castles and then you have Blade here in this really dramatic pose. It's breathtaking, guys. Breathtaking. And we do have some in-game, I guess, like the visual novel style character designs. So we have Blade on the very left, so that's the new I guess past version of Blade, and then we have her sister on the right. And I'll tell you guys right now, I love Blade. I like her base design. I like her onsen design. She has really nice designs, but you can't beat this new her sister for sure. It looks really good. It definitely appeals more to my taste, and I'll talk more about that as we get through their character designs. This is an in-game view of the actual map. Looks really gorgeous. I love the autumn theming going on here. Really looks really nice. I always love how Brown 2 does their map designs. And we have another artwork here. And I love how you can actually see the cake actually kind of drooling at the very back there. It looks really good. Of course, you get the glass shattering effect. And yeah, there's a lot going on here. Very impressed. And now for the upcoming banners. So this is going to be one of the first banners we'll be getting. So this will be Apostle Blade. And I know a lot of people have been kind of looking forward to getting Blade as a playable character. Here you go. And we're getting two Blades here. So this is the first Blade. Of course, this is a modern day version of Blade. I like a lot about this design. I love the thigh punch going on here. I like how the chest is exposed. I love the kind of darker, moodier themes going on for like actual, I guess, costume. But then when you get to our actual Blade, very fitting for a character named Blade, you can see it actually has like this purple, tone going on with the actual like metallic portion, and that's really interesting because you don't really see that kind of color. It's really unconventional on like a weapon like this, or really any weapon, right? So I do like how they kind of made it a little bit different. It definitely stands out, and it's a really nice contrast. So like, again, with that kind of darker, grittier design of her base costume. So yeah, I'm definitely excited about that. Definitely gonna get at least one of her, and I'm definitely be getting at least one of this young lady Blade here. She looks really pretty. She actually has a bit of a cleavage window open if you look close enough. It looks really good. Definitely focuses more on her legs though, and I'm definitely not complaining. I believe this is like pantyhose. I believe that's what this is, right? This kind of outfit, because I don't think these are just the conventional leggings. And yeah, again, she really shows off her legs. They look really good, really nicely sculpted. I'm excited for this one for sure. And then here's her sister. And oh, I should cover that the fact that so her actual name is Sierra Silverstein or Silverstein. Very interesting for original Blade. And this is her sister Darian Silverstein. Looks gorgeous. I mean, I love so much about this outfit. There's only one issue I have with it. One issue, and it's the fact that this is an NPC character, NPC costume. Not playable. We can't pull for her just yet. And once I saw that in the last stream, I was so sad. I was like, oh, come on. I was so excited. They showed off this character design. I was immediately like, I'm going to +5. I don't care how good she is. I don't care how, I don't care about the meta. She could heal the enemy team and I'd still +5 because how good they did like the design. Like I said, she's an NPC character. Luckily, they did mention in the developer notes that Like I said, they mentioned Darien is not planned to be released as a playable character this time, but she's a character with a different charm from Blade, so it seems many people might feel disappointed. We want to remind you that if you show a lot of love, there's a possibility for a reappearance in the future. So guys, if you want a character like this in the game, I highly, highly recommend next surveys. Definitely go ahead and mention whenever you put in your personal comments, or if you have any words to say to the developers in the survey, definitely mention that, hey, I really like this character Darien. I love her design. I'd love to have her as a playable character, whether it's in this costume or maybe in a summer swimsuit costume or a bunny costume. Or listen. Let me cook a little bit here, guys. But I do love the space design. Of course, she's got the hourglass shape. She's sticking all the right places. She's got the bust. She's got the cake. I mean, you can't even see the cake from this view, but from the side view, you can tell the cake is there for sure. She's got the thighs. Oh, she looks so good. And she's got the really high heels to really show off her legs. Incredible. Plus, we also see that the kind of her skin is kind of showing through her pantyhose, just because of how I guess thin the material is. Looks really good. And of course, she's got the curly hair and this really elegant I guess like hair decoration going on here. Yeah, this is a stunning design. Definitely full of a lot of RR energy. So hopefully we get her one day. And then next up we have some skill cutscenes. So this is gonna be the skill cutscene, I guess, preview, obviously, for the base design of Blade. Almost forgot her name for a second. But she looks really good. I love how shiny they made the skin. They really make the skin shiny in a lot of these I guess like really basic artworks here. Looks really good though. Of course, the cake's on display. That's one of the main appealing aspects of Blade. And she's got her back really nicely sculpted. So yeah, definitely looks good. And you can see a good amount of like the pudge happening with the thigh area. And then here is the I guess the past version of Blade here. Again, this one really focuses on the legs, and you can actually see if you look close enough. Not even that close. Honestly, you can see from pretty far away too. The lips are showing through quite a bit here, and yeah, the developers definitely know what they're doing there. That's awesome. I also really like the background, and Brown to Sea always does a really nice job, I think, for the most part with backgrounds. This one's really breathtaking. So we have like this kind of luminescent flowers, this luminescent flora, and it's so gorgeous. Like these bright blues, and then you have like the night sky, which is also like these different accents of blue. It's an incredible kind of like combination of all these different blues that mix together. I can't wait to see how this animation actually plays out in the game. And then next up we have Teresse, Medical Club Teresse. And you're probably wondering, hey Rook, what's going on here? Medical Club Teresse, that's old news. We've had her for such a long time. And we actually have her current rerun happening. And guys, I'm telling you guys right now, you guys need to pull for that Medical Club Teresse if you don't at least have one copy. You need at least one of her, because she's the upcoming Fated Guest interaction. She's getting the next Live2D. And I am so excited. Teresse is one of my favorite characters. And to see her get a Fated Guest interaction, it's honestly incredible. I'm so happy about this. This definitely helped me feel a lot better after I found out that Blade's sister wasn't a playable character. I was like, oh, that sucks. Then they showed me this. I'm like, okay, I feel a little bit better now. So, again, they do a really good job with these Glumpy Diner interactions where they're able to build up into the actual Live2D. And it makes it kind of, worth it at the end of the day. Once you get there, you go through the journey of getting to know the characters. You get to, see how their personalities are. You get to, meld with them. And it's just really enjoyable. Like I said, really enjoyable. And it really pays off at the end of the day. It really makes me enjoy the interactions a lot more when you get to know them on a personal note. But yeah, guys, this is awesome. I'm kind of shocked that they're doing a Live2D for one of the older skins. Usually, they wouldn't do that, or I assume they wouldn't have done that too soon. I know some people in the community were wondering if they would ever go back and do that. I kind of figured they would go back and do old costume Live2Ds, but they're going to wait till maybe the end of this year at the soonest. I thought they would just prioritize new costumes. So I actually assumed we were maybe going to get a Blade Live2D, but no, they were getting Teresse's Live2D, which I honestly prefer more. I love Teresse as a character, like you said, and I do like this outfit. It looks very cute on her. So I'm really excited about that for sure. And this is a sneak preview at the Live2D. Guys, you already know they're going to cook. And I should talk about, before I talk about this, let me go back to the storyline for this. So essentially the storyline is going to be you're helping her make chocolates for Valentine's Day. Really cute, really wholesome storyline. And it's going to lead up to this somehow. So listen, let the narrative play out. Let the narrative play out. but she's got a bunch of marks, I guess, on her thigh area, and it's crazy. Her chest, I don't know how her chest is being like held on by those buttons. I don't know. You actually have a good view of a little view of her belly as well. Really cute. I like the tummy view. And she's got some like ointment, some cream. So I guess in this kind of scene, you're supposed to be kind of treating her. I'm really curious to see how this Live2D plays out, because I know they mentioned in one of their like interviews, I guess a video they uploaded on YouTube a while ago, that they're trying to become more creative with their Live2Ds. They want to improve each one, so they hope each one is better than the last. So I'm curious to see how much of better quality this one will be compared to maybe their the New Year's Live2Ds. Not to say the New Year's Live2Ds are bad. I love them so much. They're incredible how they are. But they said they want to improve. They want to get better at them. So I'm curious to see if they implement any changes with Teresse here. But again, really excited about her. And now on to some Fiend Hunt and some new monster designs here. So we're getting a rerun for the Fiend Hunt boss, Darkness Devourer. We'll also be getting a new Fiend Hunt boss, Basilisk. This one looks really cool. I like the design a lot. And okay, this one's awesome. Guild Raid boss, Lord of Water Archvarlus. That's a cool name. Lord of Water, that sounds awesome. But yeah, I love these designs. I feel like this is really underrated about Brown Dust 2. You know, putting aside all the really awesome lewd waifus that we have, which, listen, I'll never complain about that. I'm always for that. I really like these monster designs, and I don't think they get enough, you know, praise from the community, because they're really well done. They're really well thought out. And you could tell that the designers put a lot of time into making each one. Like, you could see the little details in this design alone. So I definitely think they need a bit more appreciation from the community. I love them a lot. And now we have some updated skill cutscenes here. So Luckless here is getting a new skill cutscene, as they mentioned previously. Looks really good. She's got the ribbons around her. She's got her chest kind of pressing against the ground there. Gorgeous. This is absolutely cinema, guys. This is cinema. We also have Yumi here. So they've also mentioned this. They were going to update Yumi's cutscene, you know, improve it, make it better. Guys, this is so much better. I mean, look at this. They fixed the entire panty issue where her panties were like really awkward. They were like these really big panties. Obviously, for a character as thick as Yumi, I guess it can make sense for her to wear panties that thick. But guys, we don't put logic into Brown Dust 2. We're here for like the lewdness. This is what we're here for. Looks so much better. And I'm really happy with how this turned out. And then we have some really surprise information, guys. Surprise pickup. Yumi is going to get a rerun. A 1-week rerun. Very rarely do collabs get rerun. Obviously, this isn't a full collab rerun. This is kind of like a partial collab rerun. It's just going to be Yumi. Again, 1 week. Guys, if you haven't gotten Yumi yet, I highly recommend you do. Just because I highly doubt they'll ever do this collab again. Maybe they will, considering they're doing this now. But as of right now, I highly doubt they will. And I gotta give them a lot of praise here. I'm impressed that they were able to, you know, get the IP holders to agree to all this. Not only to update Yumi's skill cutscene, which I can't imagine how hard that was, but to also be like, hey, can we also rerun Yumi? Maybe they were on board with the idea, but I can't imagine how much time, effort, dedication, and even like cost and money they probably had to put in just to make this happen. So honestly, incredible developers. I can't praise them enough. They did incredible work here. And then we have the ferry pickup schedule. So Onsen Manager Liberta is currently running right now, as well as Medical Club Teresse. This banner just released, or her rerun banner. So again, go ahead. If you haven't gotten Teresse yet, you need to go ahead and get Medical Club Teresse. At least get one of her if you don't plan to use her. She is pretty solid, actually. I use her Medical Club outfit quite a bit. It's good for healing. So I mean, I think it's a solid kit overall. But who cares about meta? Design-wise, I think you should pull regardless. And with the Live2D, she's a must. Fortunately, she's not limited, so if you are not able to get Teresse now, there's always an opportunity that you may be able to get lucky and pull for her. But I highly recommend you just take advantage of this opportunity. We'll also be getting Apostle Blade on February 13th. Dancing Snowflake Yumi also February 13th. February 20th will be Luckless. And then Young Lady Blade on February 27th. So there you go. There's also the exclusive gear pickup schedule, those who are interested in that. And like I said, I think I mentioned this at the very start of the video, they do plan to roll out more story pack content. So those of you who have been asking for more story packs, there you go. They're delivering here. And so we have some new designs as well. So these are going to be new main characters that are, oh, not new main characters, but, you know, new characters that are going to be showing up in these upcoming story packs. Of course, we have Liberta on the left. We know her. I don't know in the middle two. We may have already gotten costumes for them. We just haven't seen them in the main story. but I don't really recognize them. The one on the right, I think is Ventana. I don't know. The pose, the body figure definitely reminds me of Ventana. You know, that really thick body type. So I'm guessing it's Ventana. Someone correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. Does Ventana show up in the main story? Because I don't remember her at all. I don't think she does. Yeah, I don't think so. I can't recall. Again, I don't pay attention too much to main story. I definitely pay more attention to the side event storylines. But I don't remember her. So I think that's Ventana at the very right there. So I'm really excited about that. And then we have a picture of feet here. And probably wondering, why am I showing you guys this? So this is a tease for a later on Fated Guest interaction we'll be getting. Maybe it has to do with one of these 4 characters. I can't really figure that out just by looking at feet, so I don't really understand this, but sure. There you go, those who are interested in that. Okay, so quality of life improvements. This is massive, guys. We're getting an extra 10 slots for our lobby space, so now we won't have too many limited spots here. Usually we're stuck at 10, and with how often they've been cooking with these cutscene lobby screens, in addition to now the Live2Ds are included in your lobby space, it's hard to really choose just the perfect 10. But now we have 20, so that's awesome. I think this is a massive improvement. I can only imagine probably like a year from now we'll be like, can we get another 10? That's a good opportunity. We'll be like, oh, we don't have enough now. But I think 20 is a good amount. I think that's fair. I think I'm happy with that for sure. And regarding the lobby, even more additions. So this is something we've been asking for. This is something they've responded with. And here you go, guys. We're able to kind of choose which segment of the animation to use as our lobby screen now. This is absolutely massive. So with this one, we have Wild Dog Lavencia here. At the very left is the kind of the before. So that's the default lobby screen that ends up happening after the animation finishes. But now on the right, we could choose that kind of frame as our main lobby screen once the animation finishes. This is a massive change, guys. This is absolutely massive. They actually did include the fact that we'll be getting a bunch of other characters as well being updated like this. Unfortunately, this won't be all the characters at once, just because there's so many of them. I think they're trying to space it out just to make sure that they're all done properly. So in this upcoming batch, we'll be getting updates for Dalvi's summer outfit, Teresse's summer outfit, and Michaela's summer outfit. And we'll be getting Nebris's Labyrinth Gatekeeper outfit. In addition, Sarah's office outfit, Nebris's office, Lavencia's office outfit, and then Michaela's office outfit. Also, we'll be getting that update. Also, the New Year's units. So, Morpy Daydream Bunny, Lavencia Wild Dog, Levia Overheat, and then Lowen Celebrity Bunny. And then the onsen outfits, Liberta Onsen Manager, Ventana Onsen Practitioner, and then Blade Original. So, all these costumes that I just listed will be able to have, you know, the ability to choose which part of the, I guess, skill animation to use as your lobby screen. So, really excited about that. I can't wait for them to add that to more characters as time goes on. But overall, I'm pretty satisfied with that. So, I have no issues with that. And I can't wait to, you know, play around with that feature. And next is the feature for adding fixed cutscenes, which many of you requested. Yeah, okay. So I already talked about that. Next we have this. So we have this kind of like a little change that I don't think really anyone cared about, but listen, I'll take it. It's a fun change. We're able to actually kind of minimize the little the background music screen at the very corner, at the very left corner. So I'll show you guys this next image here, and you can actually see, you know, how it's fully shown off here, and it kind of covers up part of the lobby. But now you're able to minimize that, so we have a better view of the lobby. It's a little difference that I don't think anyone really cared for, but I'll take it. I think it's a nice little change. They didn't have to do that, but listen, no complaints there. I think that's a fun change. And guys, I think that's really, yeah, that seems to be it. This is just them thanking us, and they always end these developer notes saying some really kind words to us, and you know, I really always appreciate, you know, what this team does for the community and for their fan base. I think they really listen. They really respond well. And guys, I'm so excited for the direction Brown 2 is heading. I think this year's gonna be a really great year for this game. I know 2024 was game changing for the game. I think the game went through so many massive changes. So many people picked up the game during the summer event, during the this 1.5 anniversary, and I can only imagine how massive this game is going to become by the second anniversary. I think second anniversary player base is going to go crazy, so I'm so excited. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Definitely like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you're interested in more Brown 2 content, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.